Thank you for that, Danny. Okay, everyone. A brief introduction, and for those of you who don't know me, my name is Henry Vigin. I live in New Hampshire. Yes, it's some people call it the Arctic, but we do have a good season for about 8 weeks. Um, so I'm here tonight to talk to you about I'm going to actually have to, if anybody but Scott Spears, please mute your lines if possible. Thank you. I'm here to discuss with you a business opportunity for B2B that is actually revolutionary. My background has been in energy deregulation for many years. Then I ran two solar fields. So I was the top rep in two separate companies back to back. And I think that was quite an achievement because there was quite a few thousand representatives in there. So I kind of did this on a full-time basis and learned a lot about the energy space. And I kind of fell in love with it, even though a lot of people don't understand what's happening out there. Tonight, I'm going to give you a single point of view on something I feel that businesses can really endure and help not only their bottom line, but also help them go green. That's important too nowadays. But certainly, we want to make sure that businesses are successful. That's without the business being open, what good is it to have a business there anyway? So I want to just give you a brief overview, an in-depth exposure to what we're doing here. And the company, I'm going to go back one. This company, VIV, I got involved about a year ago, and is a very innovative technology platform. Okay, so we bring a bunch of different products, but one specific side of this company is an energy efficiency devices, and it's for B2B only. Okay, the headquarters is Norwalk, Connecticut, and they were founded in 2018. The owner, Cami Bamey, is a close and dear friend of mine. I've known her for a few years now. She's listed in the top 20 direct sales women in the country under the age of 40, which I think is pretty amazing. And we can share that information later on. But VIV Energy Services, we partnered up with a manufacturer that's a 10-year-old manufacturing company. They were doing these devices, laying out all these patent pending products, and they test market it. Now they want to scale it across the nation. So they partnered up with our company VIV, and that was just a few months ago. We did a couple beta tests and stuff over all last winter, but really opened this business up in the springtime. So it hasn't been that long, and we're just getting ready to bring on massive expansion across the nation, and we're looking for the right people. And of course, if you're on this call, you're certainly the right people. Now, Madison Energy Group, again, we talked about the 10-year-old company. They have a team of experts that only deal with energy efficiency. We've already branded ourselves, and we've closed and installed many companies: McDonald's, Subway, Dunkin' Donuts, Pizza Hut, Holiday Inn Express, Best Western, U.S. Navy battleship. I mean, how awesome is that? We have a full project management team that actually does the site installs and does the installations. The average return on investment for our products and all of our product suites is under a year. That was really what set it off for me, because I was used to in solar being 5 years upwards of 15 years. It mattered if, especially on the commercial side, sometimes it was a little bit costly. Okay. Will Geist is the CEO of Madison Energy Group. I've grown to know him since last October. He and I had numerous calls when I was looking at his product and conveying this product to the CEO of VIV. So I wouldn't say I was an intricate part, but I was definitely a part of that expansion. And I've grown to like this guy a lot. I mean, he is all about the energy efficiency. He's the one that developed this product, and it's his whole brand and his whole life. So you'll hear more about him. Now, here are the 4 flagship products. I'm just going to do a brief overview, then go into a extensive overview on each individual product. So all 4 products, the list is energy, the Intella HVAC on the left-hand side. They're great for all HVAC and heat pumps. And that could be almost any business in America. The second one, Energy Squared, that's for all businesses, walk-in coolers and freezers. That's for any bar, restaurant, cafeteria, cold storage place. I mean, think about it. There's tons of them. Also, convenience stores, and they have grocery stores, right? They all have coolers. The third one is an Ash DC. These are the door heaters, okay? They're called anti-sweat devices. Without these devices, you could not see through the glass because it needs to heat those doors up to make the clarity so you can see through. It would cost more energy to keep the doors open. So that is another specific device. And lastly, it's one of my favorites, is the Intella P-TAC, right? These are for the hotels, and for each individual hotel rooms. You see that unit, everybody either turns the heat way up or the AC way down. So we're going to show you how to really understand these products tonight, and on how business can also save. So we're going to start with the energy, the Intella HVAC. It's probably one of the most innovative products we have. It does a 2-stage thing. Basically, it monitors the compressor cycles. It's going to tell the compressor to shut off and run the fan more. So if you had the compressor going on for 20 minutes instead of 25, that would be a 20% savings right there, because a fan actually costs 10 times less money than the compressor to run. Okay, so it's a return on investment for 12 to 18 months with installation. But the good thing about it is a lifetime warranty. So once they pay for it, and a business has depreciation factors to consider when they're doing their taxes. So a lot of these devices can be, a lot of it can be wrote off on their taxes, but certainly their savings alone are going to pay for these devices. And every year they can have the savings ongoing for a lifetime with our warranty. We have some numerous customer testimonials. I'm just going to read the second one. You feel free to read as we go. We continue to decrease our energy bills month after month. Well worth the investment and highly recommended. Tom. All right. So great testimonials there. Energy Squared was a flagship product. It was the first product that Madison Energy Group did. It generally reduces the cost of walk-in coolers and freezers by 15 to 30%. What it does is it measures its food temperature with a special gel compound that's food grade safe, and it stops the air volatility of the fluctuation of the temperatures. I know that's a little technical jargon, but that's the way it works. And I want to make sure you got the right information. So companies can go green with a lifetime warranty and have true savings. So when I owned my restaurant, I used to own 4 of them in my lifetime. I actually spent many years inside restaurants, and every night when I closed, I could always hear the fans. Like throughout the days, you couldn't really hear the walk-in, but shut all the power down, all the lights off, and everybody leaves. When that power goes off and you hear the fans going and the compressor going for the walk-in cooler, you just knew you're going to be paying that bill all night long. So there's a way to give peace of mind to the owners and help them save on their bottom line. Here is some testimonials really quick. The first one, I'm very happy with energy savings I've seen from installing Energy Squared device in my walk-in, and I recommend it. Joel from McDonald's.
Henry, can I jump in real quick? Let me give you some more on that for your guys. I mean, I'm already in. I mean, I'm already here, but if you don't mind, I mean, if you're okay with that, as an HVAC guy and a refrigeration guy, if you can reduce the cycles, guys, that is a huge amount of savings, because when you're talking about refrigeration, you're talking about low and medium temp, which I don't know that everybody's going to get that. But if you're talking about the refrigerant cycle, if you can reduce the cycles and maintain temp, and that's what that gel does here,
right?
That's an amazing freaking savings. You're running that thing 24/7 to keep you know, as a restaurant or a medical facility, a hotel, whatever, if you've got food grade product, this is a giant savings. It's huge.
Absolutely.
Because you're actually reducing the start and stop, which is the biggest amp draw on that compressor. It's just a motor. It's just doing what it's told to do.
Right.
But if we're telling it to do something because we're smarter about how we're telling it to do it, it's not what we're getting out of any of the manufacturers.
Mm-hmm.
They're just making temp. That's all they're doing. This conditions. This is like conditioning electricity. This is literally like your wife using conditioner on her hair. I mean, it's that kind of that's a weird analogy, but it really does make a huge difference. I mean, well, I wanted to get that in there, guy. I really did. This is giant. I mean, it's a huge amount.
There's always a good thing when you sponsor up. Always rub shoulders with people that know more than you, right? So I appreciate you, Danny. That's awesome. Now, Ash DC, this is a specific device it's called the anti-sweat device. For every gas station that you walk into and you see that glass doors with the Coca-Cola, the beer, right? Or they have some convenience store, low grade sandwiches, whatever you have. Or you go to the grocery store and you see all these glass doors and freezers. I mean, can you imagine not being able to see through the glass and having every kid walk in there and opening up your door? You would cringe throughout the day. Literally, your head would go through your spine as an owner. Now, these devices, the manufacturer, they don't really think about, they just want it to work. Right? When they sell you a door, they want to make sure it's clear and then not energy efficient. All right. The manufacturers don't care if you're from Alaska to Florida. They sell you a door that works. Okay. Our devices, look at that line, up to 80%. We guarantee a reduction of 15 to 30, but in most cases, up to 80% savings, a reduction on that specific energy savings, which is unbelievable. This one here is a 3-year warranty, but I mean, I can't even say enough about this, and I'm going to talk to you about more of this in the future here in this cycle. I mean, in this presentation. This is one of my favorites, the Intella P-Tech. Okay, Intella P-Tech is, you walk into, you see that little purple picture there, you can see that little photo. When you walk into a hotel, the first thing that everybody does, they put the luggage down and they grab the thermometer and they bring it up and down. Do we kind of agree on that? Think about that. In most cases, you throw your stuff in your hotel and you go off and do your venture. You don't care what the hotel has to pay, right? And I'm going to show you later on where Energy Star Report says they actually pay $2,200 per room because people do this. We're going to show them how to get a 12-month ROI, guarantee them 10 to 15%, most cases over 20%, all right? And hotels are going crazy over this. My back was too fast. Here's one hotel, the second one. Our hotel, over 100 rooms, and we struggle with energy concerns. The reduction in energy from the P-Tech is great, very impressed. Okay, that's Ram from Sleep In. Now, we have numerous testimonials, and we're going to show you why. And just a moment here. Will Geis is over here in the front. We did a test pilot when VIV was investigating Will. All right, he had to prove that his stuff was good for us, so we did a pilot for us, right? And we wanted him to prove to us that this stuff works. So we did a couple of different locations, but one specific one was a restaurant, all right? This restaurant needed a couple energy squared. We talked about those are the food grade things that help walk-in coolers and freezers. And they needed a couple of HVAC devices. And the total cost of those devices to that business was $31.96 on the left-hand side. Their estimated annual savings from the pilot that we did, we meted all their products, then we tested it and we proved to them that's what they were going to save. So a savings of $5,600. It's a return on investment in 7.39 months. All right. So what does this mean? What it means is after they pay for their if they didn't get the devices at all, they're going to pay their utility company $5,600 each and every year without fail. That's the guarantee, right? The second thing is with adding their devices, they can minimize that cost, the $5,600, but paying some payments, the small lease or whatever the way they did it, their cost is $3,196. That means they pocket $2,400 in year one. The owner actually gets to take his wife to a vacation instead of struggling. Or maybe they want to do a little bit of renovations, a little paint job or something, whatever it is to better their business. But the next year, and the next year, and the next year, have the complete savings of $5,600. What if that owner owns 60 locations? Think about that. Here's some of the deals we've done. Energy Squared and Intella HVAC from McDonald's Corporation. This one here is a $713,000 savings that they're going to get in a 10-year period of time. This is a 60 location deal that we've already installed. I've actually installed a 14 location McDonald's, an 11 and a 5 already, and just talked about a 20 as on a pilot. So McDonald's are loving this. Pizza Hut franchise, $860,000 just on the Energy Squared alone, not even the Intella HVAC. That was just one of our devices, not two. I'm actually speaking to a 97 location as we speak. A Subway, here's another 400 location, a 12, what is it? $1.25 million in 10 years. $1.25 million in 10 years. That is, did I just say that in 10 years? I'm sorry, that's annually. And in 10 years is 12 million. So I'm sure the Subway is a great referral when they're saving $12 million. They can buy themselves a couple more franchises with that money. Unbelievable. The pilot program is where it's at. We actually allow a lot of these businesses, that they qualify, to try our products for free. All right. We set up this free inspection that monitors the devices and what their actually usage is for 7 to 10 days, then add our devices to the same units. We show a comparable display that comes into a report, apples to orange. This is what you are going to spend without our devices. This is what you're going to spend with our devices. It's sent to an engineered case study company. They put this beautiful proposal together, which I'm going to show you in just a few moments. And it's going to show the owners what they're going to save in 1 year, 5 years, and 10 years. And we actually give them proof that our product works. Okay, so we just talked about this, the whole pilot program, and this is the steps. We don't have to go over that too much, but we talk to the owner. We set up a 5-minute call. We set it up. We monitor it for about 3 or 4 weeks, and then we then ask the owner if you're interested in going forward, and then the customer makes a decision, and then what we do is we install, and on our end we collect. Right, we're here to earn money as well as help others. Unbelievable opportunity. To minimum qualifications for a business is $25,000 in eligibility. It means if they did multiple locations or one location, if they had enough devices that they could buy, that would add up to $25,000. We'll do that pilot for free. The pilot is not free. It costs us $4,000. Okay. So the company really has a little parameter there. If it is a one-off, like a pizza shop or one gas station, we have plenty of testimonials to share with them that they can just look at other people's devices and proposals and make a decision from there. So certainly we don't discriminate from anybody from this. It's a unbelievable report. It's about 20-something pages, so they can actually see the exact run cycles. They can see their investments, what their savings are going to be, their ROI analysis, and finance options. So that's VIV's energy efficiency product service. Okay, now I want to go in depth about this because Now let me just get rid of the screen here. We're going to go into my next screen here. We just talked about the pilots. We talked about businesses that have used it. Okay. I want you all to just think about this. And now, if you're sharing it with your local pizza shop, they're going to say, well, who else is going to use this product, right? Just scroll down and look at some of these names. These are done deals. Okay. Dunkin' Donuts, Domino's, McDonald's, Guapo's restaurant, national coffee chain, Nori Energy, which is $117, 117 unit store, and another C store and Subway, and many, many more. Okay, many, many more. Now, it's important that you know this stuff because I'm going to go into one right here. This is a restaurant, all right, Guapo's, right? This is an actual case study that the engineer company gives us, all right, that we get after they do the pilot program. So this is what we'll go over with the owner. Now, there's a lot of numbers here. Okay, it's going to describe the progress of what I just talked all about. Okay, it's going to talk about the engineering company and who they are and their certification, right? It's all signed. And then it's going to show raw data, all right? In this raw data, I'm going to stop right here and I want to show you this part right here, this 6,881. If everybody can see that, say without energy squared, that is the projected run hours of that unit for the year, okay? Here's with our devices. Projected run hours with our device is 1,500 hours lower. 1,500 hours of not being on. That is why there's a 21% change in the actual sorry, somebody's talking. A 21% change in their actual electric bill. Now, look at this. Cost. We want to just talk about cost because a lot of people get confused about numbers, right? The cost with the energy squared, $169 a month. That unit's going to cost that owner. All right. I know that my walk-in in my other restaurant cost me $300 every month. That was exactly my cost. I knew that. I watched my bill for a couple of years. With the energy squared, look at this reduction. $36, $37. I think it's 36. The math is wrong. It's $36 per month. And that's where they get that 21.6% reduction. Now, what about if your car isn't driven and it's not used, it lasts longer? Is that, you all hear about what mileage does it, how many miles is on a car? The reason why is more miles, people know the chances of it breaking down are higher. So here it is. If the units are not being used, look at it, mechanical cost savings per month. Without our devices, the cost to maintain these units on average is $42 per month, which is $1,100 a year. That is typical what a restaurant has to pay to maintain their compressors on their refrigeration. So that's a $500 addition in savings per year. So not only did they get the $449 here, right? But they get another $500 here. So that's why we can tell people you get $800 to $900 per month, per year, excuse me, per unit, right? I just proved to you, I showed you that. And
yeah, but that's refrigeration, right? That's not conditioned space.
We're just talking refrigeration.
So I mean, I think that matters because you've got conditioned space too, right? So this is only on the refrigeration.
That was just refrigeration. Now we're talking, and by the way, this is like some of the raw data right here that we send, the total hours. This is some of the raw data we compile and we send to the engineer. So they take it and they make all these reports. Now, that's the energy squared. So we want to go and show you the Intella HVAC. We're going to keep going all the way down this report. So they talk about the Intella HVAC. This is the HVAC units, okay? We talked about this already. I'm not going to go into the description anymore. I went over this pilot, okay? So we go over the raw data, all right? Now they have a baseline They have all the data right here, and we go, our engineer and our people from Madison Group go over this information in detail with the customer. But I just want to show you the project summary, okay? Total kilowatt hours in a year reduced, 16,492 in this one restaurant. Average annual savings, $857, right? And they normalize it by the season, because this was done in the winter time, so you get more savings in the summertime. So they have if you do this pilot in the summertime, they reduce it. They normalize for season. They have an algorithm that works on this. Okay, so the normalized season, which is actually $1,457 per device that they have savings. Okay, that return on investment is 8.2 months. Huge thing for a business. Now, that is one of our pilots. This is the raw data. I know this is the jargon that people don't always want to know about, but I have to share this with you because the proof is in the pudding. All right. So this is a pilot, and we have them. We can do for almost all businesses. Now, one of my favorite things. I'm changing gears here. One of my favorite things is this report. It opened my eyes. I found this report about a year ago, okay, when I was doing my research on this company. And right here, Energy Star, okay? I'm sure everybody's heard of Energy Star before, because you have Energy Star windows, refrigeration. Everybody's seen this logo, right? Energy Star. Everybody knows that they're the experts in energy. They did a specific case study on hotels. Matter of fact, the case study was on 47,000 hotels, right? They spend an average of $2,200 available room per year for energy cost. $2,200 a room. So when you look at a hotel and there's 100 rooms, that's $220,000 to spend in a year on average on their electricity. Now, do you think these owners like paying that? The answer is absolutely no. They're going to show you right here a 10% reduction, just a 10%. We usually offer a normal 20 plus, right? But we guarantee 15 to 25 on this one specific device. But just a 10% reduction is a guarantee of, if they wanted to offset that 6% of operating costs, they would have to jack their room rates up $1.35 per night per customer. The worst thing a business can do in a hotel industry is raise the rates. It's such a competitive space, right? So this one report I always share with all the hotel owners I'm speaking with, it talks about the Marriott did energy efficiency light bulbs, and they can save 2%, right? And they're looking at doing, and I'll share this report with anybody that wants to report. I'm not going to go into complete detail of it, but it'll say just by doing energy efficiency light bulbs was 2%. Now, that's a huge ROI comparison to our devices, 3 years or 4 years versus 1. So, and they're also looking into other ways to save up to the 6%. That's right here in that report. So I always say it's a cost-effective thing for Energy Star. And how do you talk to hotel people about this? And I say the solution is our IntelliPtech. So I lead in with 2 separate flyers. We just did it today with a new consultant that started today. Now, Danny, this will resonate with you. The guy came in, he printed off a few of these flyers, handed to the hotel owner and said, would you like to try this product for free? Because the hotel was over 60 rooms. And I told him the number to look for. And the hotel owner goes, sure. He goes, what do I have to do? And the guy goes, you have to get on the call with a guy for 5 minutes. Put me on the phone. The guy agreed to do on the pilot. That's all he has to do. If the company goes through, they do the pilot and they want to purchase, his commission on this day will be $6,000 to $10,000 for his work in a matter of 1 hour today. $6,000 to $10,000 for 1 hour's work by handing him this flyer and the PTech flyer. That's all he knew. He didn't know anything else. He has no experience in the energy field whatsoever. And I told him exactly and showed him exactly what to do and how to do it. And he basically closed the sale. Now, when you have that type of guidance, we have numerous leadership here to show you what to do. But in the device cost, I already went over that one hotel. Remember, I went over that hotel with $3,200 in cost. Their savings per year. This is the net profitability. I've already talked about this. Now, the device costs are right here. Energy Squared, $599, until HVAC. These are all the costs. All this information will be disclosed to you. Okay. Now, the cost of installation per location is $350 on average. If they have multiple devices over 5 units, there is a nominal fee attached. So some places might have a little bit less cost. Some places will be a little bit more. All right. I always like to put that out there so people say, you didn't tell me that. Yes, I did, but you just didn't follow up with it. Now, the commissions, it's a nominal amount per device. I just talked to you about the gentleman that had a 228 room hotel. Well, if it's 100 rooms is $3,000 and he did 228 in his first day, that's a 6,000 plus commission in his first day, right? So certainly the some of these devices you get bigger payouts. 150 is a lot more than 30, but I'd much rather get 30 times 100 than 150 times 2, right? Think about that. It's a really simple math. Commission examples, 10 restaurant chain would be like a $4,500 commission, all right? Minimum, it's sometimes mostly, it could be a lot more than that. A 100-room hotel could be $3,000. If they own 4 locations. I talked to one owner and he goes, can you do it for all 62 of my locations? My throat kind of just went dry because I was thinking, okay, this is good. He's going to do the pilot for $3,000. You know, it's roughly about $3,000 to $4,000 in commissions. But he said he had a potential of 62 hotels. That'd be 62 times 3,000 if you don't know the math. That's $180,000. Does it mean it's a set deal? No, the potential's there. So I'm just showing you some potentials here. And every person is going to be different. I'm going to work a little bit different than Danny. Danny's going to be working a little bit different than Scott Spears. All right. We all have our own goals. We all have our own networks and our capabilities. The more driven you are, the more contact or people-oriented person you are, the more money you can make, of course, right? And also, the more coachable you are, you can make a lot of money. Here's one of the reps I brought in. He brought me one gas station owner, would turn into a potential, actually, it's not potential, it's a closed deal for $87,000. $87,000. By the way, that was his first deal. And he's already got paid some commissions on that, which he's very happy. I know another rep put 27 devices into McDonald's chain. That's Al Smith, one of my buddies. And here's some down below. I'm sure you already read them in front of me. So I can get you this PDF. We just created this the other day, so you can take a look at this. I'm trying to speed up here, guys. A little bit. I know it's a lot of information. One of the things that we're giving you an opportunity to be a leader, an innovator, and the first to market. That's a huge thing. My grandfather told me a long time ago, most people don't get more than 1 or 2 chances in their life to really make a difference. In the telecom company, I came in about year 10. I did really awesome at it, I thought, but I really would have been happy if I came in year 1. I didn't have to try so hard, but if I did the same activity I did in year 10, I would have made 10 times the money. So people that get in early in anything, and especially people that know the energy game, deregulation is done. It's been done for a while. Solar is very competitive. And then also CFLs, which is energy efficiency. Hold on one second. Energy efficiency light bulbs are very difficult to sell because a lot of people have been doing it. And now people from China have really flooded the industry with light bulbs. So that part is gone. So now you have an opportunity to not only be the first to market, and even though the company has been on for 10 years, the product is new. So we have numerous trainings in the back office, right? We have a share center, and you have an unbelievable back office. And one of the things, look at the simplicity. I picked one link in the thing. So you want to introduce this to somebody, right? Look at, I have my picture. Henry Vigian welcomes you. It's a 2-minute video to share with people. All right, 2 minutes. That's all they need to look at. And when they're done, you send it via email, or text, or whatever. If they're interested in getting more information, the lighting's a little bad, but they put their name and they hit send info, and I get an email as soon as they fill this out. Innovation is the key. We have the tools, we have the flyers, we have the team, we have the product, and we're just looking for people like you that want to share the experience and grow with us, right? So I just want to make sure that you understood, because it's really important that you understand that you're not just here and say, hey, we signed you up, go have fun. By the way, you're on your own, making your own marketing material. No, the marketing material is done. The videos are done. Your support is there. And you're backed by not only a company that's the CEO just built a company to $1 billion a year in 7 years' time. So she knows how to run a company. All right. So she has that proven track record. She spoke at the White House. Now we're partnered up with Madison Energy Group, who is proven themselves. They put in devices in McDonald's, Biscuitville, and all these other things. I wanted to share one last thing, because a lot of people say, it all sounds good, Henry, but how do we know it's real? And do you have any testimonials? And the answer is yes. All right, I have 3 right here. I just drew up right before. I didn't have a lot of time to prepare, but I came prepared. And so this one right here, I'm showing you. Biscuitville is it's a Southern company. Some people in the South will resonate with. Some people in the North don't know what I'm talking about. But here, I'm going to read this to you because I believe it's very important. This is a chain. The new product, Energy Squared, has been a great savings for our walk-in freezer and cooler. We have seen so much savings, over 30% of our compressor time of turning on and off daily. I would highly recommend any restaurant chain. We have installed in 10 of our stores and will continue for the rest of our 58. Pretty cool, right? And you're welcome to, I'll give you any one of these testimonial letters. I don't have these on the website, but if you reach out to me, I can personally give you these that were given to me when I was test marking the company. Now, I've used this letter on McDonald's owners, right? This is Joel. He was a president of the franchise association, right? And this is important that you understand this stuff. This is from McDonald's Corporation, Joel Polici. He owns a bunch of McDonald's in Myrtle Beach in South Carolina area, right? Just to highlight, we installed Energy Squared in his stores. He on his test pilot, we are currently saving a little over 20% on our energy cost per month. As a corporation, McDonald's is keen on doing what they can for the environment, and I believe that the Energy Squared is a solution that will be widely accepted in our organization. Think about that. These are top people in McDonald's with this reference letter, and they're telling all the other McDonald's to do it. Now, one thing about McDonald's that I knew from a long time ago, being in the restaurant business, do it when there's due. Most people do not buy McDonald's because they have the best food. They buy it because they have a system in place and they're successful. So if they're giving us the green thumb, I'm sure that other restaurants will go along with it too. Now, again, this is ground floor. We've only installed, I would say, a couple hundred McDonald's out of the 15,000 in the United States today. Just want to let you know what the demographic is on that. Lastly, Sonic. If you don't know what Sonic is, it's kind of a nice drive-through. Nationwide, there's not too many up here in the New Hampshire area. But here's the last one I'm going to go over. And again, just a brief overview. It's a pleasure to write this letter in support of Madison Energy Group and Energy Squared. Since installing the devices in our 7 locations in Pennsylvania, we've been very pleased with Energy Squared performance. As you're aware, we are committed to sustainability and have implemented other energy efficiency solutions as well. We were impressed with the simplicity of the Energy Square technology and the short-term return on investment. We look forward to installing Energy Square in our 8 locations when the construction is complete in January. And we're happy to share the experience with other Sonic franchises. We believe that the technology could very well become a standard for our franchises across the board. Unbelievable testimonial. I love it. And again, signed right here. Managing member, and that's their corporation, their licensed franchise Sonic owner. And please don't email them, okay? I'll just get rid of that for screenshots. Thank you so much. So that's it, folks. There is an opportunity here. We allow people to come in as sales reps for free. Certainly, if you want to grow a team like myself, there's other options. The other options are have a upgraded website is $20 a month. It's nothing for $20 a month to have this type of support, video systems, and everything else. And if you're really looking to dive into this with our complete commercial products, we have another way to come in and we can talk to you on a one-on-one basis about that. Very short money. We're talking $70 a month for people that want to go for it. Like myself, I do $70 a month because I'm in it to win it for the long term of this business. Now, you're not obligated to do either or. I just say, don't wait. Get yourself at least to come in for free as an affiliate. Get yourself your feet wet. Get yourself the information, and really just come to a couple of trainings. We're going to have the trainings for you, and get out there. And you still have plenty of time for this year. I know if you do, we have a special right now for like one product sale. Just so you went to a restaurant and they bought, I don't know, $3,000 in devices, right? And you made $450 on that one small restaurant. It's a simple small restaurant, right? We're giving an additional $300. We're doing $100 per $1,000 in product as a bonus for the rest of the year. So you want yourself $3,000 to $5,000 by Christmas? Get started with us tonight. I will personally mentor any person that wants to be mentored. I love this product. I think it's, like I said, innovative, creative, and first to market. And when you have those types of things, when something's first to market, you can really do damage. It might be a window of 3 to 5 years. It might be 2 years. But all I know is right now, every person I talk to has never heard about it and they're interested in moving forward with more information. All right. So I really respect every person, especially you, Danny, for being, away from your family when you're supposed to be watching the World Series right now, even though it's not Boston. I really don't care anymore.
That's okay. It's still game on, dude. I'm in Texas.
It's okay. We'll give you 1 year that Boston's not in it. So anyways, that being said, you all have a great night. I appreciate you all. And thank you so much for taking about 40 minutes of your time. Have a blessed night. Anybody has any questions, you're welcome to call me. If you don't know my number, I'm sure the person who invited you to the call can get you that information. All right. Have a great day, everybody.
So I'd like to say something. I mean, if that's okay.
Sure. Go ahead.
I mean, Henry, if you don't want me to, look, I don't know who your audience is. So I really don't know what you're doing here, but I will tell you this, as a 25-year HVAC contractor doing refrigeration and HVAC, these are some of the best products that I've ever seen. And they're out there, and I've done the research. And Henry, thank you for even thinking about me to be a part of this. I haven't signed up yet. So I don't want everybody to think that I'm out here toting you and the product. But what I am saying is I haven't seen anything like this that makes a difference on the ops side. And I think that we're not really touching on that. You start talking about dropping cycles on the refrigeration cycle. That's huge. It's absolutely huge. This could make as big a difference as solar. It could literally change the game for so many different small business people. and large too. I mean, you've got franchise owners, but each one of those stores, that's a cost center, right? So, I mean, this is ginormous, Henry. I mean, thank you so much for, bringing me in and all of that. But I don't want the audience to think that I'm out here, that I'm already on the bandwagon.
No, it's
because I'm not. I just want everybody to know that I haven't signed up yet. I'm not selling this stuff yet. I think I actually believe in it. And, my company is probably going to join up.
Let me give you a brief introduction for those who don't know who Danny is. Danny and I worked together about 4 years ago in a solar company. He was the operations side. I was the sales side. I brought him the business. He implemented the sales, right? So he did all the CAD design and the back end stuff and the finance. That was Danny's job. My job was to get reps in and get sales. And not, we both did our job very, very well. Okay. So Danny and I were talking last night and the night before. And I want to tell you a quick story before this ends. Some people want to jump off, they can, but this story is pretty cool. We both knew this customer. It was Golden Corral in Orlando. And the guy really wanted solar. He wanted to be green. And we did everything in our power to help him. No one stopped us.
Sure did.
All the blocks on top of his roof, the HVAC systems, took up too much space, and we couldn't put enough solar on his roof. So we could only even given him carports covering up his entire blanketing his entire parking lot. Right? We had to build these superstructures. He was only going to save like 27% on his electric bill, right? But he had to come out of pocket like $500,000, right? I could go back to him today and say, would it be okay with you if I could show you how to do the same 30%, but 10 to 20 times lower? 10 to 20 times lower. Would it be
okay? That guy would bite. He would bite in a minute.
Right? And that's why when I saw this product, I remembered that customer because, it's really difficult sometimes when you're being because my job was to call one of my jobs was to call the owners, right? So when I'm calling these owners, it's very difficult not only to lose an account because its ROI was 12.7 years. I remember that number, 12.7 years, right? But I always had to call.
Yeah, and we couldn't make it better. We tried, but we couldn't make it better.
Said, hey, I'm sorry. You did a lot of work here, but it was all for nothing. Sorry. The rep was very discouraged, right? But I did what I could. I did my best. But anyways, that's when me and Danny, we were a 1-2 punch, and I really appreciated him. So when I saw this device, I tested it. I didn't want to talk to Danny until I knew the product worked, right? Because, someone like Dan is, he's a guy that knows his stuff. I certainly want to know my stuff before I talk to Danny. So anyways, I appreciate everybody on this call. And thank you for your opinions, Ken. I really like that. That was awesome. And certainly you'll hear more from him in the future. Everybody, have a great night. Let me get off this. It is a recording. And thank you so much for being all here tonight. Appreciate it all.
Thanks, Henry.
You're welcome.